we've got a lot to talk about on today's show. Yes, the Broncos won. Did it feel like a win to anyone, really? Not so much for me. So this is my question for you guys. Do you believe in Nathaniel Hackett? Or as some people on Twitter, including producer Sam, saying, he can't hack it. Hackett can't hack it. Let me know why for yes and for no to start today's show. Today's Broncos Breakdown is sponsored by Mint Mobile. They've got cell phone plans starting as low as $15 a month for Broncos Country. So make sure you are hooked up with the best Broncos and cell phone provider coverage out there when you head on over to mintmobile.com/chatsports. That link, by the way, is in the comments and the description of today's show. Let's talk about this Broncos win. Win feels like it has an asterisk next to it. Does it not? It doesn't feel all of that organic, in my opinion, because a couple things I had noted down here. It's not good if your head coach runs out of timeouts with 7 minutes and 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Yes, they didn't need them at the end, but it would have been nice to have them. Would it have not? This is just one of many red flags we have seen from Hackett and his new crew to start their 2022 season and coaching careers as head coaches. Well, head coach for Hackett. Couple stats here to look at. Russell Wilson was abysmal. The drops did not help. 6 drops in the first half, but nevertheless, he missed some throws. He went under 50%, 14 for 31. Without even looking it up, I'm going to call my shot right now and say that is his worst percentage in his career. 219 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. I would say the only good thing out of this game was Alex Singleton looks like the best linebacker for the Broncos, which no one really saw that coming going into the season. And Courtland Sutton's awesome. Those are the two things that I think you take away from this that are positive. Now, we're going to break down this game in more detail, but let's get to the injury report right now. Unfortunately, I'll check Twitter right now to see if we've got a update, but Pat Surtain and Jerry Jeudy both exited the game with a shoulder injury. That's not what you want to see, as this injury bug continues to just plague this team. I'm looking for an update right now, trying to get something out of Hackett, but it sucks. Justin Simmons, Josie Jewell, it's one Tim Patrick. It's one after another, where it's just ridiculous how much this team has to deal with injuries, right? Jerry Jeudy has a rib injury now, according to Hackett. Don't have an update there. Shoulder for Surtain. We're going to know more tomorrow. That's all I can give you guys right now. So those are the two big names that went down in today's loss. I say loss. It feels like a loss, does it not? I've never felt so underwhelmed after a game. Right? It's just insane how this Broncos team might have won on paper, but it did not feel like a win. It just didn't. You know what I'm saying? It was just one bad play after another. So there's a lot to break down here. We're going to get into all of it, but Mint Mobile is our sponsor today, so I got to tell you about their awesome benefits. If you are tired of having to pay too much for your cell phone plan, and you want to change plans from the comfort of your own home, sitting on your couch, maybe not watching the Broncos win, but at least watching the Broncos play, you can make that change right now at mintmobile.com/chatsports. Thanks to new eSIM technology, super easy, and they got plans starting as low as $15 a month. So make all of those change over there at mintmobile.com. Let's get to Russell Wilson and a couple other notes I had here stemming from, I almost keep wanting to say a loss because it kind of feels like a loss here. How about just the lack of discipline? How do you not have a return man? Where is Montreal Washington on that punt return in the second half where the Broncos have to use a timeout because no one's deep and Houston's punting it? How do these things keep happening? I'm not saying you have to be perfect and mistakes can't be made, but it's just one after another. How? And here's the funny part, by the way. The Broncos set a record for 12 penalties in the game last week. And then they said, hold my beer. We're going to break that this week with 13 penalties. How? False starts at home. If you were at Mile High, honestly, shout out to you. For everyone at Mile High, you guys deserve an award for counting down the play clock. Because false starts and delay of games at home, it's embarrassing. So if you were at the game, let me know in the comments. I'm hoping you were not just a part of the incompletes, but you were also a part of counting it down for the offense, holding their hands. You know, it's gotten that pathetic, and it's only been 2 weeks. Sad. So what's your confidence level on this team? I'm being pretty harsh right now, and I can see that. I know the Broncos won, relax, but it's 2 weeks in a row where this team has just looked underwhelming. Scale it 1 to 10 in the comments. All right, more stats to look at. Overall, the Broncos have not had an issue with moving the ball down the field. That's not been the problem for them. It's the red zone. It is field goal after fumble, then field goal, then fumble. I mean, something has to change. And here's my bigger concern. What can teams really focus on in training camp and preseason? They don't do that much live stuff. The pads only come out a couple times in the summer. They really don't. So what can they really harp on is red zone, right? Third downs. What do the Broncos suck at through 2 games right now? Red zone and third downs. Maybe there is something to the people out there beating the drum of, don't you think you should have played a little bit of starters in the preseason? Because I was a defender of it, and I'm not punting on that idea for every team for years to come. But maybe when it's a new head coach, it's a new quarterback, it's a new everything, maybe not test it out in week 1 on the road in Seattle. Looking back, that probably wasn't a good idea. All right, some receiving stats here. With no Jerry Jeudy, it was the Courtland Sutton show. And it was an awesome show. Tyree Cleveland got involved. It was nice to see Kendall Hinton. He got elevated from the practice squad. He almost got a touchdown. Eric Saubert, he had a touchdown as well. 1 grab for 22 yards. So on the offensive side, it was basically Courtland Sutton, Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams. They had decent games. I don't think the offensive line was a train wreck if you exclude the penalties. And even the delayed games aren't on them. So it wasn't a disaster. Still no Billy Turner. It was Cam Fleming out there once again. Now on defense, here's a bright spot. Randy Gregory. I thought Gregory looked pretty dang good. He is starting to get into a rhythm, right? He is starting to disrupt the quarterback and look like the guy the Broncos paid a ton of money into in free agency. So I think Gregory is on a good track right now in terms of looking like a nice 1-2 duo with Bradley Chubb, who was great in week 1, kind of absent in week 2. So it is what it is over there. Now, before we get out of your hair here and let you guys enjoy Sunday Night Football, if you are a diehard Broncos fan, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We get you guys post-game shows, news and rumors throughout the week, pre-games, previews, all that good stuff. So make sure you are subscribed down on the channel. Hit that sub button. It's been a long Sunday. It's been a long Sunday for all of us. All right, let's kind of put a bow on this bad boy. 16-9 the final. Hackett, can he hack it? Those are the puns of the week. And Hackett needs to figure it out. I know that's just a couple of words, but I don't think it takes a rocket scientist. I don't think you have to start diving into the X's and O's of diagnosing why this team is not thriving. It is a lack of discipline, and it is a lot of it that starts from the coaching staff. They've got to figure out their own shit on their end, and then it will pay off on the field. Now, things that are out of the controls of coaches, drops. They cannot help you catch the football. They just can't. You have to catch the football. Russell Wilson, he has to be a little bit more accurate. But the delay of games, no punter on the field, that's stuff that needs to be cleaned up in practice. That's what a head coach is for. And Hackett, so far, he just looks a little overwhelmed. I get the sense when I watch Sergio Dip, there he is, not having the time of his life. It looks like he's having a moment of, am I in over my head? Am I ahead of my skis, and how did I get here? And I don't know what I'm doing. So that's what I'm feeling like. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Broncos 1-1.